Hi, my name is Julianne Arney, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker working in private practice in the state of Florida. Welcome to the Cultivative Conversation podcast, where I engage listeners in conversation about mental health related topics and use questions designed to assist with exploring themes of gratitude, nostalgia, sharing, and learning, to normalize mental hygiene, and to invoke togetherness and intimacy through conversation. Welcome to another episode of the Cultivative Conversation podcast. This week's Cultivative Conversation question is, how do you feel about sharing your personal problems? I noticed that as I was thinking about how I wanted to answer this question, that the feelings I would name changed at different points of my reflection. It looked something like this. When I thought about the point at which I would decide to share a personal problem with someone else, the feelings that showed were a mixture of nervousness and sometimes worry. Nervousness and worry usually show up when I'm not sure about how what I'm going to share will be perceived by the other person. When I am in the act of sharing, so I'm already yapping, I sometimes feel frustrated if I'm venting about a personal frustration, excited when I'm sharing something personal that I feel strongly about, and overwhelmed when the problem is related to a buildup that's been happening over time. After I've shared, I often feel relief because the big feelings that triggered me to share in the first place are calmed, and sharing sometimes allows me to receive helpful feedback that leaves me feeling more comfortable and confident in what the next step, whatever that may be, may look like. I may be biased because, the whole I'm a therapist thing. But when I think about sharing my personal problems as a practice, I feel gratitude for the spaces in which I feel safe to be vulnerable and to share, and where I trust that my problems will be handled with care. I hope this conversation motivates you to reflect on the feelings that you experience connected to sharing your personal problems, and to reflect on how the spaces in which you share makes doing so helpful. If you would like to share your thoughts with me or to join in on next week's conversation, please use the link in the episode description to send me a message. Until next time, take care. Thank you for joining me for this cultivative conversation. If you have not already, please subscribe to the Cultivative Conversation podcast and share this episode with a friend.